Hey David, Jessica here. Thank you so much for speaking with me and actually calling me back and accepting this free video. I really appreciate that. I'm super excited. I actually am reshooting this video after talking to you. And I'm going to throw in some information about your video marketing at the end. So make sure to hang on till the end, okay? So, I'm going to go over 3 main strategies that you can start applying right away, and it's going to make a significant difference in your business. And I know that it will because we've applied the same strategy with over 50 other restoration companies, and it's made a huge impact in their business. Okay. Right now, you only have a handful of people organically landing on your website per month. And so that means you're missing out on a majority of people searching for the services that you're offering. Okay, the Central Valley is over 400 miles. Okay, so there is tons of searches for all the different services that you're offering in that area. So in order to do that, there's these 3 main areas. So content is going to be number 1. So in the last 18 months, there's been tons of changes in Google algorithm, how they are ranking websites. And so making sure we're mobile first, like this click to call here, which you guys have, is great. Making sure we have good navigation systems that are easy to understand, easy to follow for both your customers and Google. You definitely want your navigation to be in the order of importance. So I would probably, if water damage is your number 1, I would probably have your water damage restoration and sub pages be after the home page. But other than that, you do have all of the major pages here, which is awesome. Google does require that you have a separate page for all those major services because that allows you to devote entire pages about that specific service. How water intrusion happens, what to do when it happens, what your processes are, what equipment are you using for water extraction, etc. You know, giving them their expectations, allowing you to really answer good questions and really be helpful to your customers, but focused on the local keywords. And then because Google is proximity based, having these service area pages are really important. I noticed that there's several areas in the service area you don't have pages for. I'm not sure why, because some of those do have better search volume. Maybe there's certain areas you just don't want to be in, and that would make sense. But anyways, I am happy to see that you have those pages. So it's really important to make sure that all these pages have their own original content. You're not duplicating the content on those pages and just switching out areas, okay? Making sure that every single page has their own keyword strategy. People search differently, so we want to make sure we're not using near me or near you keywords, but we focus on specific keywords for each of these areas for those services, okay? Since it looks like you're focusing on Central Valley for the homepage, the homepage and all your service pages should be Service Valley related keywords. 90% of the time when people are searching, I'm sorry, they got lawn care outside now, unfortunately. Just 1 second. I apologize if that got loud on your end. It's that day where they come out, so I'm sorry about that. Anyways, back to your website. So content is key. Making sure we're focusing on those local keywords. Central Valley, so it's going to be Central Valley water damage, Central Valley, water damage restoration, Central Valley, fire damage, Central Valley, etc. Okay? People search differently, so we want to capitalize on the different ways people search. And then your homepage needs at least 1,500 words or more of written content. If your if your website or competitors have 1,500 words, you will need more than they have. We always have to do better than whatever our competition is doing. You do have a decent amount of content here. We just need to refocus that content on the keywords and make sure that it's not generic, that it's actually really helpful content. Okay. So that's going to be the biggest key on your website, is really hyper focusing on your content and keyword strategy on all your pages and service areas. Okay. Now you have tons of top competitors, but going with Central Valley, your top for water damage is this Central Valley Water Restoration. Not a fabulous website, pretty generic. They have the service pages, a click to call button. Both you guys really should have a form on top. So as you get people to your website, it's easier to convert. People don't like to search. And we have found that when you have a click to call button and a form right at the top of your page, that we get about 70% increase in conversions. So that is pretty important. Now these guys don't have a whole lot of content here. Honestly, I think they're getting most of this ranking because of their brand name being Central Valley. And honestly, I think that's where most of this is coming from, because they really don't have a ton of content here. These guys are definitely going to be beatable. Better content, better quality content, more pages, more long form blog articles. That's really going to help quite a bit. Now, when your customers do a search, they do a search similar to this, as we know. And when they do, there's three main areas your business has the opportunity to show up in the top positions for. The first are generally going to be ads. Those are going to be your local service ads like these, and cost per click ads, which can be really profitable as long as you have all your processes dialed in. Your cost per click ads should be going to designated landing pages, not a main website page, because you want the best conversions. And of course, these only work for you as long as you're paying for them. Otherwise, the leads dry up. And then the second section here, this is your Google Business Profile, your map pack. Okay, you want your profile to show up in the top 3, because 30% of people who search come straight to the maps and they don't go anywhere else. So when you're not in that top 3 of the maps, then you're leaving 30% of your revenue on the table and basically just giving it to your competitors. So in order for your profile to get in the top 3, you have to optimize that profile and get more citations. And citations is simply listing the name of the business, address, phone number, and website, and placing those in a bunch of directories like the Better Business Bureau, Yellow Pages, Glassdoor, Home Advisor, Angie's, House, and even social media profiles are citations. So we just need a lot more of those than our competition, and it does help give a good boost in the maps area. And then this third section here is the most critical section. This is your organic section. This is where 60 to 70% of people, when they search, will skip over ads and the maps, and they'll come straight here. And so when your website doesn't show up here, you lose, again, that 60 to 70% of the available jobs every month for each of your services and service area. Okay. And so in order for your website to show up here, it comes back to the foundation of this website. Do you have it properly built out with the right pages and content and keyword strategy? And that's important because Google sends crawlers to your website and it scans your entire site, all your pages, videos, pictures, and written content to understand who you are, what type of services you offer, and where you offer it. And if Google can't understand all of that, then there's no way for them to index keywords or information to bring people to your website. Okay, so once you do dial that in, then you need to support it with a backlink SEO strategy. So if we look here, this is Ahrefs, a paid tool we use to show your website is performing. We can see you have a rating of a 0.2 out of 100 in Google's Trust Flow. So Google doesn't trust your website, and that's basically because of the power we're sending to it right now. So your website is a really important tool, and like most tools, they do require power. And websites get power from backlinks. So backlinks are basically links coming from another site to your site, and it pushes power from that other site to your site. Okay. And so while as important as backlinks are, they're not all created equal. It is a popularity contest. So we only want to be going after the good do-follow links that are closely related to the services that you offer. Those oftentimes come from other home service businesses, vendors, etc. Okay, so the more of those good quality ones you get, the higher your score gets, the more Google trusts you, and the more it's going to help you rank your website in keywords. You have been indexed for a couple keywords, but you're only getting like 4 people to your website per month organically, meaning they're not typing your website in the browser, they're doing a search and landing on your page. And so, let's see. This is not correct. So let's go here. All right. So you do have a couple on the first page of Google, a couple of keywords on the first page of Google. Most of these don't really have any search volume for it. Now this is just a tool, so there probably is some volume somewhere, but it's just so low that they can't gauge it. But so you do have a couple on the first page. Gilroy and San Martin seem to have more volume than some of these others. And then there's several others areas in your service area that you're not targeting that have much higher volume. So working on a content keyword strategy is going to be important, so you can really drive that volume. Now, if we look at your competitor, CV, they have a higher score of a 19 with 131 backlinks. So we need to do more backlinks and better quality, okay? So we can get our score up. Now, they only have 7 keywords indexed, but they're getting 50 people to their website. And it's basically because of 2 keywords in Fresno. So Fresno, these 2 keywords alone is 280 volume. Okay, so if you're servicing Fresno, I would really suggest having a Fresno page so that you can start capturing some of this volume as well. Okay, so majority of your competitors in a lot of these areas aren't doing a whole lot, and they are going to be easy to beat as long as you follow these strategies. And then lastly, you had asked me about doing video marketing and wanting to market to insurance. So honestly, when you're doing video marketing, you're going to be doing that via email, and you don't want just generic messages. You're going to want personalized message for every introduction you do. And so it could become kind of expensive for a marketing company to do that for you unless you just don't have the time. But this program here, 𝑽𝒂𝒍𝒍𝒆𝒚, might be worth checking out. It's not real expensive. It's going to allow you to track. You can record as many videos as you want, and you can record them right into your email accounts. It works with both Outlook and Gmails. So it's definitely worth checking out for you. I think this might be a really good solution. And then you can always work with your marketing partner on writing your video series and what you want to do. Okay. So check out 𝑽𝒂𝒍𝒍𝒆𝒚 and see if that might help you. So I hope you found all this information to be helpful. Please feel free to take this information, run with it, and apply it yourself. But if you do want help, this is what we specialize in. We specialize in working with restoration companies just like you guys. So please feel free to answer ask any questions, responding to my email, or give us a call, and we would be happy to chat. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to hearing from you soon.